Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me. So today we are going to be doing my high-end eyeshadow palette collection. So we're going to clean them up and we're going to go through it, and I'm going to let you know if I want to keep or declutter them. I don't think there'll be a lot of declutters. I did already do the drugstore version of this, but it's not up on the channel. I want to get the high-end eyeshadow palette collection up first because you wanted to see this one first. I did do quite a good declutter with the drugstore. I think I got rid of about 28. When it comes to high-end though, I do tend to want to keep them around just because they cost a bit of money, and I don't really like getting rid of my high-end makeup, but we'll see. I did actually get rid of one high-end eyeshadow palette, and that was the Kat Von D Shade and Light in Rust. You'll see that when we come to drugstore. I passed that on to my mum. So we've got this unit here that holds all my favourite eyeshadows, so we'll go through it as I do it, and then we've got these drawers here that hold some more palettes. So I think first of all, guys, we've got a few eyeshadow palettes in the drawers that are high end, so it makes more sense to do that, otherwise I'll forget if we leave it right till the end. So let me go and get them. I have only managed to find 3, or what I consider higher end than drugstore, so we'll just clean them off first and then we'll start over here. So yeah, let me just go and do that. Okay guys, so we just got the 3 palettes here like I said. So we're just starting with Odens Eye Alva 2. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. I have used this and the formula is so nice. It doesn't need much of a clean, but we are gonna clean it. I'm just gonna put some antibacterial on like always. Good to have a bit of a refresh, isn't it? I did have some glass cleaner as well. Not to worry, we'll just clean her up a bit like that. Okay, so that's orange here. So that's that one done. You can't really tell because it was looking brand new anyway. It is a brand new eyeshadow palette. So that's that one. This one I've always had really mixed feelings about it. I mean, I gave the original version of it to my mum. I've used this like a handful of times. I feel like I should keep it though, because when I go back to work this will make the ideal quick eyeshadow palette, won't it? It's very, very neutral. So yeah, I feel like I should keep it for that reason. So let's clean her up. I mean, the eyeshadow quality isn't terrible, but I would say the original's better. Just the packaging on this is better. So these 2 shades down here, so we've got Push Up and Honey Pot. They'd just be so nice for that everyday neutral look. We'll keep that. Like I said, I don't actually think I'm going to get rid of anything in high end. Nothing springs to mind anyway. And I thought I had more than I do in the other set of drawers. They must all be drugstore now then, which I've already cleaned up. So next up we've got this gorgeous Glamlite cake palette that my very good friend Karen sent to me. So I have ordered the Glamlite Ice Cream Dream palette as well. I'm getting really worried about that because it's been sat in the sorting office for 18 days and it's not moved. There's no tracking updates. So I've just contacted them. Normally I wouldn't freak out as much, but because it's coming from Australia as well, I just want to make sure I'm still going to get it. Right, so this one again doesn't need that much cleaning up. The Glamlite Shimmer formula, they're just so stunning. I mean, it'd be a shame if I don't get that palette because it will well and truly put me off ordering with discount. Beauty Boutique again, because that's where I've ordered it from. And yeah, you've got to allow time for them to get it to you. It is in Australia, but to have no tracking at all I'll just see what the company say. I mean, so the company have kind of done what they said they were going to do. They've shipped it out. The order is at fulfilled, so they've shipped it out. I mean, it's not their fault that it's stuck in the sorting office. It's saying that it's at the status we've got this, and that has been the same status since the 18th of July, which is really, really concerning. I just have a feeling I'm not going to get it, guys. Right, so we've cleaned that up. Let's clean the mirror up. And that's those three done. So I'm going to go over, and I think we're going to start off with Huda. So I'll bring the brands over to what I've got the most of. Huda I've definitely got the most of in Highend. And then I think it's Natasha Denona. Pat McGrath's in the section that I consider my most favourite eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, we're going to bring it over like that. I'm hoping this video won't have to be rolled over into 2 videos. I don't think so. But yeah, let me just go and put these away. So I've only got 2 of her bigger palettes, and then I think I've got 10 of her smaller palettes. Well, I've got 11, but 1 needs to be decluttered, so I will be decluttering 1. But that's because it came damaged, and I managed to pick up a backup of it. So the first one is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Definitely my favourite of the larger palettes. Absolutely adore this palette. It's super, super pretty, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to clean this one up. Starting off with the mirror. And the antibacterial is making the mirror a little bit streaky, but I just don't know where that glass cleaner is. Can tell, like these top shades especially, have had a lot of use. Actually, you can tell that they all have. The only one that doesn't seem to have had a lot of use is this one down here. That one is called Frazzled. I did bring this out again recently and used it. Absolutely love it, guys. And you can get this on sale. If you see it and you've been umming and ahhing about this, I would say grab it. Because I was umming and ahhing about this palette for such a long period of time, and I was kind of one of those people that really like her Obsessions palettes. That's why I've got more of them than bigger palettes, because it took me so long to even purchase a full size palette, because they're like £58, whereas minis, well not minis, but whereas £9 are £27, £28, and they're just more affordable. But this in particular is gorgeous. So that's the Mercury Retrograde, and then I didn't buy this one that long ago. This one is the Desert Dusk palette. I think I've only had this about a year, maybe a year and a half in my collection. I think the Mercury Retrograde I've had about 2 years. So I just love that. I love that comes inside it, and yeah, it's beautiful. As you can see, I've not used this as much. I really need to do a palette bingo with this. Like this video if you'd like to see that. What my aim is, guys, is to basically use all the newer palettes and then rotate through all my older palettes without buying anything else. The new one's coming in at Christmas. So guys, let me know what eyeshadow palette is on your wish list for you to buy next. I'm really interested in knowing things like that about you guys. So that's the 2 bigger ones I've got. And then, yeah, we've definitely got about 10 of the smaller ones. So there's 4 there. We'll do them in 5s. So I got this one last year around Black Friday time. I got a bit of money knocked off. So it's the Huda Beauty Jaguar Wild Obsessions. Now this one, at first, didn't scream at me. I wanted a different one. I can't remember what it was called, but it wasn't this one. This one's more cool toned, and this one's an absolute beauty. Naomi's got this, and I'm sure she did a look with it or maybe she just told me about it. But I don't feel like I would have gone out and bought it just off her mentioning that she was getting it for her collection. I must have seen her look somewhere, and I swatched it in the store as well, and it's like, yeah, I need that for my collection. I mean, I'm going to swatch some of the shades for you. I didn't really want to do this because it just makes the video incredibly long. I'm just going to do the shimmers. Look at that, guys. Look at that one in particular. Oh my gosh, it is super, super pretty. I'm going to get a wipe out of the straw. Let's do this again because I've wiped most of those shades off. So, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So again, they look like that. Purple needs more than one swatch. That purple is definitely my favourite shade. This one here, it is so pretty. But yeah, that's those. When it comes to like these palettes and favourite shades, guys, I will swatch them. I don't want to swatch entire palettes, but it's what drags the video on. Right, so that is a good one as well. I don't know if you can still buy that. So that's the Huda Wild Jaguar palette. This one is absolutely stunning. I got this one from TK Maxx. The Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions. It's great for this time of year, and it's also great for fall. I did do a video with my friend from Palettes, Pouts, Perfume and Panning with this. So if you haven't already checked that out, I'd really appreciate it if you would check out both of our videos. Darn it. Dug the cloth into that. I mean, again, these are super soft. Look at those shades, guys. Oh my gosh. I probably didn't need that. I've got the Natasha Denona bronze palette. All those shades are probably in that. But I really do like this formula of Huda's. And I don't know why I keep these plastic casings for them either. Right, the next one is Huda Beauty Toffee Brown. This is another gorgeous palette, and I think I got this last Black Friday as well. I did get a lot. I did add a lot to my collection last year, and oh my gosh, it's a stunner. Love that yellow in the centre. And then some of them aren't as pigmented as others, but this one here is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that one there that I just told you about, and that one there is this one here. And again, probably don't need it. Probably could have duped that within my collection, but I don't always, when I see a palette, I don't always want to be duping it. Speaking of dupes, I've duped this one. So if you've been watching my channel, you'll know about this. So this is a dupe for the Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams. It's not that I can't afford to buy the palette from the Give Me Glow website. I can. It's that I don't want to. Basically, the palette is like £46 and shipping was £45. And I'm thinking, I can get a McGrath palette in the Black Friday sale for that price. So no, I won't be spending that on an indie brand. I mean, I love indie brand makeup and everything, and it does have a couple of shifty eyeshadows in there, but it's not worth that. In fact, this one is probably better because we've got in here, we've got a couple of multi-chromes, which is this one, and then a couple of duochromes, which is that one, and that one down there is a multi-pastel. So mine's probably better. I just need to get out of the mindset of wanting the other one, which even though I've created that one, I still want the other one. So now we've got the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. Recently used this as well, and that's absolutely stunning. The only downfall for me in this is that you're getting 7 mattes and only 2 shimmers, but this shimmer is Shimmer Goals. Such a stunning coral. Look at that, guys. I mean, I can take or leave that one, but that one is absolutely stunning. That one was like a peach with a gold reflect. The next one, let's just get that one as well. The next one is the Huda Neon Orange. So I got this one and I got the neon green with it from TK Maxx, and I only paid £7.99 a piece for these when they should be £27. So I was like, score, you know, you got a great deal there. I haven't used this pink one as much as I've used the green one, but I did do a look with Lisa from Banning, Panning and Beyond, and Nona from My So Called Life. Oh, she's called Nona's Budget Beauty and more now. So yeah, did a look with that with them too. So again, I would appreciate it if you've not already watched the video, if you would head over and give us all some love, and I know that the ladies would appreciate it too. So that's that one. I think the neon green is my favourite. If I had to pick a favourite, I think it would be the neon green. Yeah, definitely. It is absolutely stunning. So it's got a lot of shifty eyeshadows. They're more like toppers, granted, but it's got a lot of shifty ones, which I'm going to try and show you. Yeah, pure, it's a pure beautiful palette. If you see that palette, guys, in your local TK Maxx, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, wherever you get inexpensive palettes from, I would say, if you asked me which one you should choose, it depends what colour story you like. If you're more of a green lover, I'd say this one. If you're more of an orange one, obviously the orange one. But it's worth having both of them, in fact. You know, if you can get them as low as that, it's worth having both of them. I was speaking to my friend Desi not so long ago, and she said that she managed to pick up a couple of the Glamlite palettes. And I was like just amazed. I'm like, we'd never get them in our stores. So that's that, which I nearly dropped. Bring these over. This was my second ever Huda Beauty palette. So this one is the Emerald Obsessions, which looks like that. I haven't used this as much as I thought. It's absolutely beautiful. You're going to hear me saying this a lot just because I really do like these eyeshadows. Right, so I think this one is my favourite from those swatches. There's some similar shades to this in the BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast. I need to do some comparisons actually. The formula of the Huda one feels better, but the BH Cosmetics one is pretty good as well. But to me, because I did some swatches on what I want to do my makeup like later on, and I swatched the greens, and it's just reminded me of that palette so much. Right, and if I actually, I'll show you this one first. So this one was the first ever Huda palette that I got. I don't know why I got this still to this day. It's the Huda Electric Obsessions. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette, but I don't know why I chose the brightest one to get. Because it's not even like I use bright shades a lot. Nice little rainbow palette. And again, you're getting more mattes than you do shimmers. You're only getting 3 shimmers, which we'll swatch. These are really nice shimmers though. Look at those. Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, this one you can't get any more, but it is a really good one. That's that. Right, so if I wasn't going to recommend any of these, it would be this one. Like the Huda Nude Light, I would have thought I would have loved. It just looks like that. And there's certain shades that I do really like. I like this one and I like this one. But the other shades I can take or leave. I mean, in fact, I don't even like that one that much. This one though is absolutely stunning. This again is a really nice palette for when I go back to work. So that's that one there. Really, really pretty. This shade stands out the most. I think if I ever pan that shade, I probably will declutter it. I do really like this mauve tone shade here as well. Really, really pretty. It's like a dusky pink. Yeah, so I really do like some of it at least, but I was disappointed with the palette when I bought it. I do have one from I Heart Revolution, and it reminds me of all three of those palettes that Huda brought out. The light, is it medium and deep? Reminds me of them all. So I could get probably the same look in that palette, so I don't need to keep hold of this. But it's part of the collection now, guys, and I did pay £27 for it. When I bought it, I did pay full price, so I don't really want to get rid of it. And I have used, especially this shade, you can see how much I've used it. So yeah, I just want to continue to use that. Right, and then we've got, these are the last two, so we've got the Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions. And like I said, one came seriously damaged. I did really try with it. I think I'm just going to declutter it in this video. It's just going to get decluttered into the bin. But that's what it looks like. It is an absolutely stunning palette. So that's that, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it doesn't come damaged. I managed to find one in TK Maxx. Most of these have been bought at TK Maxx. That was perfect. I've never even used this yet. I have only had it a few weeks. I've not used this yet, but it is perfect. And I like the fact that you're getting these two duochromes here, and the rest, let's just swatch the duochromes. I mean, they do feel a bit powdery. Right, so that one has like a pink to blue shift, and that one kind of has a white to green shift. Don't know if the camera's picking that up. I can't swatch all of these. It's just a beautiful palette. I don't even know where that's going to rank when I do the ranking Huda. I think I'll just rank my Huda Obsessions, because if I rank the bigger palettes in with it, then I just don't know. It will get a bit confusing. I think I've got 10 of the small palettes anyway. That's enough to rank from least favourite to favourite. 1, 2, oh crap, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I've got 10. Well, I've got 11 with that other one that I'm decluttering. So I'm gonna leave this one out. Otherwise, I'm gonna declutter the wrong one, and I'll just be heartbroken if that happens. And I'm gonna go over and get the Natasha Denona now. Right guys, so this is all my Natasha Denona eyeshadows, and there's 10 in total. So that's 6 larger palettes and then 4 minis. So where's my cloth I was using? Okay, so let's do this one. So this one is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette, and if I was going to get rid of one of these, it would be this one. It's beautiful. The only shade I don't really like, excuse me, the only shade I don't really like is this one. It's not like the same shimmer formula as these. I think these are cream to powder, and that's just a normal shimmer formula. Let's just do some swatches and you can see what I mean. Right, so can you see how they're quite shiny? That one isn't that shiny, and that one's that one there. I've only done one swatch, but the other ones just go on like really nicely, whereas this one feels like it's dragging a little bit. So yeah, if I was going to get rid of one, I'd probably pass this one on. It's a beautiful colour story, and I think it was one of the first palettes I got. I'm not too sure if my sister bought me this for my birthday one year. It's crazy to think I've only been collecting Natasha Denona for the last 2 years, and I've already got 10 of her palettes. In fairness, I didn't buy them all. Yeah, so I haven't bought them all. They've come from, as well as me, I have bought quite a few of them, friends and family. Naomi and Karen have both bought me a palette, which I'll talk more about when we get there. But yeah, I'm almost sure my sister got this for me. So that's the Mini Retro. The Mini Star, no, actually I got this one first because I've been wanting it for a long time. I don't know if I prefer this one over the Mini Gold. I do feel like I prefer this one because it's got this beautiful kind of blue brown here, this really nice gold, this shade here. We'll do some swatches, and when it comes to the bigger ones, I'll swatch my most favourite shades from the palettes. I mean, I love watching videos like this, but they don't do any swatches, and I'm thinking, you know, could you not at least, you know, show us at least a couple of swatches? I mean, you don't have to swatch the entire thing, make the video extra long, but a few swatches on each palette isn't really going to delay it that much. So we've got this one, and this one in the shimmers. I'll tell you the names of them in a minute, but this one, oh my gosh guys, that one is so pretty. Yeah, I would say this one's my favourite. I'm kind of spoiling the ranking video, but they are just so pretty. I'd never get rid of that one. So what shades were they? I think that one's Orion. Then we've got Bellatrix, and then we've got Cosmo. So yeah, real pretty. Right, and another one I would never ever part with is this Natasha Denona Mini Gold. I have only just used this on the channel. It is such a pretty eyeshadow palette. Lisa from Benning Penning and Beyond kindly gifted this for Christmas last year, and I absolutely love it. And I'm going to do a matte as well because I really like this matte. So they're the three shades. So this gold here, oh my gosh, it's gold with a green undertone. It is so pretty. That one's not that pigmented. Oh sorry, that's the same one. Then we've got the green. So this green here is quite stiff in formula, but I do like it. And then we've got this like kind of khaki green here, the matte one. Let's just do another swatch of that. And it is so super soft and super smooth. So yeah, that's those. So the shades that we swatched in that one was, this one's Doi, D''OR. Then the last one we swatched is Anthea, and then the other one is called Dark Sepia. It's a beautiful palette, that, guys. I would recommend, if you can't get the Natasha Denona full size gold palette, I would recommend that, because this shade here, the one that I love, my favourite shade from the palette, has been built around lime chrome, which you'll get to see in a second. But yeah, it's been built around that shade, and it's the more pigmented, I would say, bigger sister to that palette. And then this one I thought I was never ever gonna get, so I ordered this when it was released, when it was first released. In fact, it said that there was no problem, that they were going to send it out, but they didn't even have it in stock. So they was taking orders and it wasn't even in stock. It looked fantastic. They said, look, we can refund you the money or you can wait. So I said, I'll wait. So 2 months later it still hadn't turned up, and then they transferred the money back into my bank account. So that's what that looks like, and I absolutely love this gold in this palette here. And that green feels a bit stiff as well. So those are the two shimmers. The gold is so pretty. So that's those. I do feel though, guys, if you was to drop this palette, because that is so soft, that one is in the shade, can't really see on this because it's on like green background and green writing, but yeah, I feel like that one would really crumble. The mattes in here are really nice too. So yeah, that's a good one. Like I said, the only one that I could ever see myself getting rid of is the Mini Retro. I'm going to keep it around for a while. I think I'm going to revisit that, and if I really don't like it, maybe I will pass it on to someone. It's a shame though, because they're not the cheapest of palettes, are they? Right, now we're getting into this one. This one is the newest one to come into the collection. So it's the Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. She needs no introductions. I got this off my friend for my birthday, and I absolutely adore her. She's right up my street. She is a bit of me. So let's just clean the we'll clean the outside last. Right, so what shades do I like the best? Right, I really like Starlight. I really like Duet. That one is a bit more stiffer, but that's a duochrome. Illusion is a duochrome as well. I've used that the most. You can see there's a dip there. And is there one more that I can swatch for you? We'll try Limoncello. I'm not too sure on this. I don't feel like I've used that much. I think I used it for In a Corner. So that's all 4 shades that I've just swatched. So this one is the duochrome. I'll try and swatch both duochromes together. Let's just do another swatch of that duochrome. That shade isn't it. Right, so Duet. My hands are getting really sparkly. It's a pink to blue shift, guys. Right, so that's that one. Then Illusion is a white, I would say white to pink. Alright, let's turn it down a bit so you can see a bit better. Aren't they gorgeous? And I tried duping this palette. I came pretty close to duping it. Right, so that's 2 of my favourite shades in here. Then we've got Starlet and I would say Limoncello. So Starlet and Limoncello. You do have to build them up, but it's just such a stunning palette. There we go. You can see it all. It's a bit dark, but you can see the duochromes there. Let me know if you've got any of these palettes in your collection as well, guys. Let me know your thoughts on them. Right, so that's... oh yeah, we need to clean it off. Of course we do. I still have the plastic on the mirror because when I'm filming with this, that way I don't blind you. So if they come with plastic, I do tend to keep them on. Right, we've got the Natasha Denona bronze palette. It's a bit dark, isn't it? I got this one. I can't remember which one. No, it was the Glam I got first. So this was the second palette that I got for myself. I can't even remember when I got it. I think I'm going to go to Look Fantastic and try and get dates so I can put it in the video just for your own reference of when I've got this video, and then you'll be able to see from how long I've been collecting. I think it's 2 years around Christmas time I started collecting Natasha Denona because I remember ordering the Glam, and then there was a whole saga with that. If you've not seen it and you're interested in a little bit of goss, I will link that video. But yeah, it wasn't a pleasant experience with Look Fantastic when I got that palette. So let's clean the mirror off first. This one looks like it's been heavily used and it really hasn't. Right, so I'll swatch some of my favourites. This one is a duochrome. It's called Bliss. Absolutely adore that shade, guys. And the other ones really are just all bronzes, so I'll just choose any. Right, so all different kinds of bronze. Right, so this one is the duochrome. It's like a bronze with like a pink flip to it. Really, really pretty. And then they're just all like bronze shades. So yeah, really, really like that as well. I mean, I haven't used it a lot. I could have brought it out like in the summer. I mean, I can still bring it out in the summer. We're still in summer in the UK. But I see this kind of colour story more for fall. What do you guys think? I mean, is it more of a fall palette or more of a summer palette? I mean, I know you can use them for both, but I see it more as a fall palette. Right, and then this one is the Zendo, and I wanted this palette for ages, and a few people kind of influenced me not to get it. I know that Naomi had this and she tried it and she didn't like it first go around. I don't know if she's tried it again since. Let me know, Naomi, if you've tried it again since and what your thoughts are on it now. I love this palette, guys. I absolutely love it. A lot of people were saying that they couldn't get it to work for them. Personally, for me, I do very simple eyeshadow looks. I do use like 3 or 4, maybe sometimes 5 eyeshadows at a time, but I wouldn't like mix the neutral side with the grains, for instance. I mean, I'd probably use Zeal to deepen it out, but I wouldn't go mad or anything in creating funky looks. So maybe that's why it's worked for me and it didn't work for others. But yeah, I really do love it, guys, and I've recommended this on my channel before, but it goes on preferences, doesn't it? Just because I like it doesn't mean you guys are gonna like it. So yeah, there is that. And some of my favourite shades out of here is definitely Yarma. This one again is one of her duochromes. And then what else did I really like? Relief. So that one is Relief. Luster, that one there. And I did like these grains here as well, but I won't swatch them. Look at those shades together, they would just make the most amazing eye look. Yeah, I really like it. And I know like the jury's out on that palette, but for me personally, I'm glad I didn't listen to what people were saying. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's what's great about the YouTube community. Everyone has their own opinion, everyone has their own likes, dislikes, and we all come together as a community and talk about makeup. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that after my divorce I came back to YouTube, because I've met some amazing people since then, and I'm continuing to grow the channel and making it even a bigger community, for not only for myself but for you guys to meet people who maybe come into my premieres. Now, I have noticed a few of you come into my premieres just to watch the videos and don't chat, and that's absolutely fine if you don't feel comfortable talking. But if you want to say hi, I'd love to welcome you and say hi to you. I hope you'll remember that, and I would absolutely love it to see you in my premieres if you've not already been in them. But yeah, that's a really beautiful one. This one was my first ever palette of this value. The £60, I didn't get any discount. I did in the end because I had to repress a couple of shadows. So it's £60. I never paid £60 for an eyeshadow palette before. I think the most I've ever paid is in the 40s from Too Faced. So I was watching another video from Beauty Dreams by Naomi, and it just looked really nice. This, if you know me, you know this palette isn't for me normally. It's completely cool toned. It's the only cool toned palette I've got, I think. Maybe I've got 1 or 2 more. But yeah, it's mainly cool toned. I haven't really used it since that video, but some eyeshadows came broken. This was one of them. Centre eyelid. I managed to repress it, and I think brow bone was the other one because it looks like it's breaking again there. So yeah, I took to look fantastic and complained a hell of a lot. They gave me some discount off it. Not much, guys. I think it was about 20%, if that. But I wasn't happy in the state it came in. Now, if you want to know about that, like I said, the video is up on the channel. So we're just gonna wipe this off. It just puts you off ordering from a company, but Look Fantastic for a long time was the only company you could order from, Natasha Denona, so I kind of had to suck it up, because as you can see I've got a lot of palettes here and I really did like Natasha Denona, and I still do to a certain extent, but there isn't any other eyeshadow palettes I want from her. It's more kind of like I've gone on to the Pat McGrath train now, the even more expensive palettes. So the eyeshadows that I really liked was Inner Corner, Outer Eyelid. I mean, I like the fact that she's made this completely beginner friendly for people that don't wear makeup a lot. I also like Centre Eyelid. I do think it's a good palette for that. And I liked Inner Corner there. I pretty much like all the shimmers. And I like all the mattes as well, I just don't use it enough. This one is absolutely stunning. That's the only really goldy one in the palette, and that one's called Centre Eyelid. Yes, really, really good. But if I was to declutter one, that one would get decluttered first. Like if somebody said to me, you have to declutter one palette from here and one palette from your minis, I would say, right, get rid of the Glam and also get rid of the Mini Retro, and I'll keep the rest. But I would rather no one came along and said that. Right, so the next one that's up is the Natasha Denona Gold palette. Now that's the first high-end palette that I got. Naomi was lovely and she went out and got me this, and she got herself one as well. You couldn't get it in the UK, they stopped selling it on Look Fantastic. Huda Beauty now stock Natasha Denona, and they didn't have it either. I did a full Google search in the UK of where they might sell it. No one sold it. I went to eBay, they had one on there, but they didn't have this plastic sheet inside. And I'm really, really dubious about ordering from eBay. Anyway, like for high-end palettes, I don't want to be spending a high-end price and it be a copy of it. So I did that, and I'm thinking that's still quite a lot of money. It was over, I think it was like £90, and then I saw one on Depop as well, and again the plastic sheet was missing and they wanted 80, and I just decided to leave it. And I was actually going to order the dupe from Alter Ego. I've got the dupe from W7. I still need to do a comparison with both of those palettes, and then I'm going to get rid of the W7 one because I don't need two. Guys, it is absolutely beautiful. This one was on my wish list for ages. I've said for so long I probably would have given up all of my Natasha Denona collection to have this one in my collection, and I never thought that I was going to get it. So I'll always be so appreciative of Naomi for buying this for me. But this one here, Lime Chrome, is my favourite from the palette for sure. And that one is like that. That one's the duochrome in the palette. That's what I meant when I said in the mini gold, the other shade that we talked about earlier is kind of the big sister to this, because as you can see it's not as pigmented. In fact, I may as well do a side-by-side comparison. So this is it there. Natasha Denona said in one of her videos that I watched that this shade here was built around Lime Chrome. I mean, obviously you can see they're not the same, but they've both got like that kind of like greeny undertone, but this one is definitely better than this one, I would say. But yeah, I really do like them both. Right, let's just take that one off from the other palette. And then I would say really, really like this one, and this one. I've not tried the entire palette, so those are the three shades. I'm making it worse, guys. The glitter, yeah, we'll just leave it because I've made that worse now, but for the most part it's cleaned up. Note to self, don't clean this one again. Right, and then last Christmas and for my birthday, my mum kindly bought me this one. This one was another one that had been on my wish list. These are the most expensive ones. These are the £120, this one and the Natasha Denona Gold, and then the other ones are all £60. So yeah, this is what this one looks like. Oh my gosh, it had been on my wish list forever with the Natasha Denona Gold, so I couldn't believe it when she said she'd buy it for me. We got this at a discounted price as well, in the sale. I can't remember how much she spent. I think about 80 something pound on it, which is dear enough, but I mean £120 though, guys, for a palette. I so begrudge spending that, and I won't spend it, and I don't expect anyone else to spend it on me. It's just ridiculous how much these makeup artists can charge for eyeshadow, in my mind. Let me know what you guys think. I just feel like it is ridiculous, and worse than that though, I feel like shipping's ridiculous. It's getting to the point now where I can't even send my good friends anything out, you know, in the post, because shipping's just so expensive. So that looks like that. You're only getting 3 triochromes here, but I really wanted it for the scarab shade, which I'm going to swatch, and then the rest are mattes. The mattes are really, really beautiful. So my favourite is scarab, but that's no surprise, as like I had the liquid version of this, which was called scarab, obviously. Guys, it is so, so pretty. Let's turn the light down. So that's scarab. Then we've got kinetic. This kinetic shade really doesn't, I mean, there's a bit of a shift there, I guess, but it doesn't blow me away. Like, on the camera I can't see any flip. I can see it with a scarab. I'm looking in the viewfinder now, but I can't with the kinetic shade. And then we've got colour flip. I can see already in the pan with colour flip that there's a shift there, so no problems with that one. It's just that kinetic shade. Beautiful. They are beautiful. Look creamy as well. And then some of my favourite matte are iron. Can you see where I'm pointing? Yeah, just iron and vert, which are pretty much from the same colour story. So that one's just lighter than that one. That one's got more yellow in it. So let's put that there, and then vert next to it. So yeah, really, really love that palette. It's worth every penny in my opinion, and they still do it and look fantastic. So I don't think she's discontinued it, which is what I was worried about. So let's turn the light up. So guys, that's my entire Natasha Denona collection. So let's just wipe the front of this and then put these back, and we'll go and grab some more. I think Pat McGrath's up next. Right, so here guys, we've got mainly Pat McGrath, but there's also the Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson Tiny Marvels palette, which is at the end. So we'll just go through this briefly. So we've got the cheapest one that Pat McGrath does, or the most inexpensive, shall we say. So this one is Eye Ecstasy in Sublime. It's a really nice palette, guys, this. I think I only paid £10. This one is a duochrome as well, so you're definitely getting value for your money. I'm just going to swatch that because that is the nicest shade. So, so pretty. Don't want to be swatching too much now because the video is going to be dragging on. So that's that one. So then I got this for my birthday off Naomi from Beauty Dreams by Naomi. It's a Bridgerton, is it called? Oh yeah, Diamond of the First Water. I had Belle of the Ball in my mind, which they also do, but I don't know if I want it. I mean, in a way it's really, really nice, but it is so super similar to this one. This one is absolutely gorgeous. So you're getting some really nice shimmers. I mean, this one I could probably take or leave, but it is nice for the inner corner highlight. I could probably get away with using this as a face highlight. It is so light. And then we've got this one down here, but the star of the show in this palette is this beautiful, it's kind of a blue silver glitter. So let me show you. That one is so pretty. It's a really nice rosy tone, and then this one is even prettier. Look at that, guys. It's got a duochrome flip to it. So pretty. Absolutely adore that palette. So that's that one. I only started collecting Pat McGrath last year, last Black Friday, and I put these two palettes that we're going to talk about next. Well, actually no, I collected this, I would say probably 2020, so I've had that a couple of years, but like collecting seriously Pat McGrath, I only started collecting last I think December, last November. No, it was last November. So I only started collecting Pat McGrath seriously last November. And I saw these palettes, and this one especially had been on my wish list for ages. It's the Pat McGrath Labs Venus in Flares Voyeuristic Vixen. Absolutely adore this palette to pieces. I'm surprised I've not wore it a little bit more than I have. But I've just got so many other eyeshadow palettes that I need to be wearing, and I'm just realising I'm not cleaning as I'm going. So this one is my favourite shade of them all. A lovely, lovely duochrome. That shade is Rose Fire Nectar. Give you a swatch of that. Look at that, guys. Just look at her. I mean, you do need a glitter glue with it, but it is absolutely stunning. May as well swatch you the entire thing. Oh, that shade down here is so super smooth, that matte. Right, so that's all 4 shades. Really, really pretty. Right, I'm going to have to stop swatching now because my hand is getting a mess. It's full of glitter. Right, so let's at least wipe this off. Yeah, I got them in the sale, and I got them at a really discounted price. To be honest, the next one we're going to talk about I can take or leave. I don't know what prompted me to buy it. And the packaging on these is absolutely stunning. Love the packaging. I don't like the actual casing. I don't think they look that bougie for the price point. I think they look really, really bland. That's just my opinion though, guys. I have seen people have Pat McGrath in their collection and they just have like this part of it in their collection. Even with the mothership palettes that come with the most amazing packaging, they'll just have the black component, and I don't think it's bougie at all. Anyway, this one comes in this beautiful packaging. This one is the Celestial Odyssey Deep Space Divinity palette. It's really, really nice, guys, don't get me wrong. I'd say this one is a bit grungy, and I think that's the duochrome of it. Let's just... did say I wasn't going to do any more swatches. That, a lot has come off that one. Yeah, so it's definitely like a petroleum green. Nice. I mean, that is nice. It's just I've got shades like that in other palettes that I've got. I know I said I wasn't going to do any swatches, but I wanted to just show you that. So, yeah, there is that one. So, if I was getting rid of any of my Pat McGrath, it would probably be that one. But it's part of the collection now, and in the collection it must stay. Right, and then the next one, or should I say the last one. How many have we got now? We've got 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to be getting one for Christmas, so that'll be the 6th one. So this one, guys, this one came from Influenster. It's not a colour story I would choose for myself, and when I open it up you'll see, but I do absolutely love the packaging. It is stunning. So that's what she looks like. I have only just used it. I did a review on the Influencer site, and also I used it for YouTube. This shade here is absolutely stunning. Really like this one down here and this one. So I pretty much like all the shimmers. So Fuchsia Flame is the duochrome. We will swatch that. It's a special shade. Real pretty. I think I'm just going to swatch this one shade though, guys. So pretty. So yeah, really like that. Oh, I'll do the actual copper as well, the kind of burnt orange, because that's pretty as well. And you have to see just how pretty it is. Look at that, guys. So stinking pretty. So I'm glad I've got it. I'm glad they sent it to me for review. I love Influencer for that, because, you know, I was on a low buy and I'm still on a low buy now. And I wasn't buying any products, and I wasn't buying makeup, so when this turned up I was just so super excited. And then the last one is the beautiful Sydney Grace and Tiny Marvels palette, which I'm so happy to have in my collection. I got it in the second release. I believe, I don't know if it's more like of a permanent fixture now on the Sydney Grace website. I hope it is, because I feel like Mel would love that. I feel like she would. She was always pushing for it to get re-released, wasn't she? And unfortunately, when she passed away, that was when it got re-released. I feel like she'd be so made up to know that we've been able to get our hands on it. Really, really pretty. Again, this scarab shade here is like that petroleum shade that's in my Pat McGrath. It's like it's practically the same shade. I think I've compared them against each other and they're nowhere near. I don't want to do another swatch, but it's like they are. So I don't feel like I needed this one by Pat McGrath, to be honest. I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of it, which is a shame. But it is nice and pretty in the box, and it's nice to have as part of the collection. Speaking about this one though, guys, it is just so pretty. The formula is pretty. I'd never tried anything from Sydney Grace before this. I'd wanted this in the first release, like I said, and when it came out again, I knew I just had to have it. So yeah, I ordered it from Sydney Grace on pre-order. It did take a while, took about 5 weeks, which isn't that long considering it was a pre-order item. But yeah, really made up to have this in my collection. And that's that one. I mean, look at the artwork on it though, guys. It is super pretty. Very stunning. Like I said, really happy to have it in my collection. Just looking at all these high-end now, I could probably get rid of most of my drugstore and be happy with my collection. Not that I'm going to do that, but I'm just thinking out loud. So we're going to leave this here. In fact, let's clean off. I've got a couple of high-end. I shot my stash. So let's do these ones before I forget. So we've got the beautiful, stunning Kaleidos palette. It's the only Kaleidos palette I've got. I keep thinking, should I order the Escape Pod one? But I'd have to order it from their site. This one came from Beauty Boxes by Tammy, and it was slightly more, but I feel like it was worth it. I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to get the palette. I just worry that obviously ordering from abroad I won't get a palette. That's my main worry, and I don't really settle until I actually have the palette in my hands. Slightly OCD, I know, but that's just me. I do have OCD. Right, and in here I really do like all the shimmers. They are beautiful. This one is like kind of a duochrome. It's called Stained Glass. It's very sheer. Sorry, it's very sheer. It is a topper. Then Aloe Cove is really nice as well. That's more pigmented, and even more pigmented still is Sun Gazer. Look at them. They would look beautiful together all over the eyes. Maybe I'll try and do that look, because I do want to keep it out one more time before I put it back away, and that's why it's still in my Shop My Stash. And I like the fact that the mirror's magnetic as well. And I have to, of course, keep the packaging. That's that one. Then we've got the Sigma Enchanted. Absolutely love the packaging. But I didn't, the first time around, guys, I just didn't get on with the palette. So I want to do a palette bingo with it and just see if I can get on with it a little bit better than I have. If I don't like it, then I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, for crying out loud. Right, I'm not cleaning that up anymore because again, that's gone brown there. I wonder if we could... You would think antibacterial would take it off. Right, so that's that one. And I think we're going to leave it here, guys, until I get back later on tonight from my mum's. I've still not had any dinner yet, so I think I'm going to make something to eat leave this here. We've still got quite a few palettes to go through, so yeah, I think we'll just leave it here and I'll come back in a little while.